Welcome back to Inferno. This is going to be our third and final map of the lower bracket semi-final. ProjectX did win the knife, so they have chosen the CT side, which is good for them, I think, coming off the win as well on Overpass. It's hopefully looking to be a good start. I'd say not as CT-sided, but Inferno rather still kind of CT-sided at the moment.
I'm not sure I agree with that. I think if you have a look at the pro games over the last month, there's been a lot of big T-side games where teams rack up 11, 12, 13 rounds on the T side. But I think in the context of a game like this, where you're playing a mixed team, it's going to play CT side. Here comes the
Oh, a nice little base setup coming in. Ruler does quickly find 2 kills, but struggles to get the third one. So 3 versus 3, obviously the CT is going to be aware of the fact that all 3 remaining Ts are over towards the B bomb site. The bomb is going to go down momentarily. Sean, though, I'm not sure if he thought it was going back towards A, but the bomb goes down and stops him in his tracks. I think they did think it could possibly have been A, because there's still a CT player on the rotate a little bit late getting in here. No kit either. I believe one of the players that died previously in Banana did have a kit. There you go. Not able to find the head. Sean will pick up that kill, looking to find another, and he does as well. So possibly a 3K on the cards for him. Runs out of ammo. His teammate behind him goes down, but I think the defuse is being held, and there you go. Sean with a third kill. A bit messy in the end there, and the bomb will be defused. So a good start from ProjectX. Definitely what they wanted coming into this. But just to touch on what you said about it being more kind of T-sided, I think that it really depends. Like structurally as a map, just sort of at the face value, it's still kind of, like you said, CT-sided at its core. But if you know what you're doing and you know how to play this T-side, then definitely, you know, we've seen teams, Big famously, you know, kind of pioneered it, and MSL on North has done a lot of work as well to kind of theory craft and pull out some of his own smokes and flashbangs. But it's going to be a quick play for eDen over towards B. Deadbeat picks up 2 kills. We're out of ammo, but he's just on that USP. Thomas picks up a kill through his teammate. Also gets the TK, so that's a little bit unfortunate to end out that round.
Sacrifices have to be made.
Yes,
sometimes.
they do. And I think a few of these players, especially being a bit more of a mixed team, probably used to, you know, just sort of play in the SEA, and there's obviously, or face it, and there's no team damage per se, usually.
Perhaps. I'd like to think that that the boys Eden, especially the likes of Thomas, who's played at Gfinity, are more than familiar of how the team environment works. But some aggression here down Banana from the CTs, and it gets punished by Dom and Logsy waiting for them, and the frags fly out frantically across the map. House is the last one left standing, who picks Tommy off coming out of the boiler, but that indicates to Eden that B is free and uncontested, and they run on. They get this bomb plant, and it is up to House whether or not he saves. He's only got a FAMAS, but he's got 3 grenades and a defuse kit, and a helmet, well, and an AK now. So that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely want to save this one. Quite unfortunate there for the side of ProjectX over towards Banana. You know, Logsy and Dom left on 6 and 3 HP respectively, so could have easily gone the other way in the CT favour. Of course, they got that bomb plant in the first round, so it will mean that they bought up into this round, and it pays dividends for them. You know, getting these AKs out early on is always a good sign, especially if you can effectively use them to win out the round. So 2-1 now as we get into our 4th round of the map. I'm looking to shape up to be quite a good map here.
I'd say so. I'm really interested to see how the battle for Banana Control plays out. I know that Ruler and Deadbeat play over there for ProjectX. And if Ruler gets the AWP going, he's more than willing to peek into that traditional Molotov at car. They're willing to use their nades and their Molotovs and their flashes early to really fight that Banana Control hard, and then get that 1 player set up. If it's Ruler with the AWP, then rotate 4 players over towards A. I'm interested to see whether Eden can prevent that from happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's so important, the Banana Control. We saw recently in E-League in the quarterfinals, I believe it was, no, semi-finals in fact, it was Cloud9 versus Astralis, and it was a very close series up until it came to the 3rd and final map of Inferno, where Astralis just shut down Cloud9 completely one-sided of fashion. simply because they were able to get banana control so very, very easily. I think device with the AWP is obviously going to be a huge part of that. So, to bring it into context here, Ruler with his AWP could definitely have the same impact on the CT side, getting control of that banana area and, helping ProjectX to run away with this first half and setting up T side. But that's all in the future. So far, we've just got Pommy kind of distracting here. It looks like he's going to be just sort of making a bit of noise. Mid control easily given over towards the T's. The boost spot, we see it time and time again. So very strong for the CTs on the flower bed there. So Deadbeat picks up that kill. Thomas unable to get Hals. A bit of an easy kill for him, perhaps, to miss. There you go. Pommy, though, will trade it back. And he gets a second as well. So now A control almost going over. Pommy gets the bomb down. There's a player over towards long, unable to stop the bomb going down, though. 14 HP left on Pommy. So pretty much a 2 versus 1. He's 1 bullet off. It's going to, be some huge plays from him if he wants to make anything else out of this round. But Samuel and Pommy are the only ones to get kills for their team so far. So it's looking good for them. A kit is down on the floor just in front of Deadbeat there. But he's got a player to get past before he gets his hands on it. Will take down Pommy with a nice clean headshot. And now left onto Samuel. But the trades come in. And there you go. Ruler will win it out. So 3-1 and eDen are going to get themselves reset.
That's a bit of an unlikely victory. They'd actually pushed ProjectX back onto B side. Typically a team will want to either have control of the top of banana or brackets or both. Once they give both up, then the pressure's really on. They'd managed to push ProjectX back to B and back onto A side, both of them. And then Logsy made the same mistake there that Adam was making on Cobble, that Deadbeat was making on Cobble, of going in and dying really out of sync with the rest of his team without actually pulling any rotates. So it was kind of, it was a messy round on both sides, but an unlikely 2v2 retake from Ruler and Deadbeat.
Yes.
To close out that round and get themselves in front 3-1.
Yeah, well, eDen got money to buy back up into this one. Only just, though. Dom has got himself a CZ, so not ideal for him. But I think the bomb plant going down and the loss bonus that they got stacked up previously, a little bit of money left over and whatnot, will allow them to get the cheaper T-side buy out into this round. So we'll see what they can pull out. Not checking these corners, though. It's a great crossfire that goes completely unpunished. One player over towards the porch quad area and one player over towards that little cubby spot means that, well, mid control is going to be very difficult to take. So 2 kills completely for free, pretty much, for ProjectX.
Well, we talked about this on Overpass, didn't we? They ProjectX have really, really solid crossfires on site, and they're not going to be broken without any utility being used. And they've essentially tried to creep up mid, peeking into long and short without any utility, and they've just walked into a blender, and now they're down 3v5.
Yeah, well, there
but
you go.
They bully their way into B side here without any frags coming in. They take the B side. The lurker goes down, Samuel over towards A side, but at least they have a chance of retaking this 2v3. Logsy doesn't have much HP to work with. But the first frag comes in at Ruins. He's being assisted there by Dom. They get the second. Now it's all left on Lols.
Wow.
And that was an aggressive approach to that afterplant, which was required when they were man down, and that was really effectively done. They'll be disappointed, I think, ProjectX, that they weren't managing to get any frags when they were entering the B side. I think they got caught snoozing once again.
Yeah, it was so good, though, from the boys on eDen, left in that situation to just sort of play off each other. Logsy was on very low HP, picks up 1, you'd expect him to get immediately traded, but behind him was Pommy ready, for the next player to come in, and they just played so well off each other there. So we talked about the fact that they're not as coordinated as ProjectX, but that was so well played. 2 versus 5 in the end. That was brilliant.
The afterplant is not something that you can necessarily prepare for as well with your team. They have obviously some good synergy there, and it looks like Banana's control is coming in. They're using 4 players to take that Banana control. Of course, ProjectX on a force buy here. So they have an opportunity to equal up the score if they manage to close this one out, as you would expect.
Yeah, they seem to be opting to go back up towards middle, though. Try and get control of that. Using some smokes now after last round when they got...
Breaking those crossfires out.
Cleaned.
This is more like it.
A
little bit more methodical.
And there you go. I think just the weaponry here. It is going to be a B wrap, in fact, as they get that long control and get the smoke over towards Moto. Dink comes in onto Pommy, and he goes down pretty quickly. So does Ruler. So now 2 versus 5. A nice little 1D from Sean, but I believe at this point just a bit of a consolation kill. He's definitely going to have to do a lot more into this round if they want a chance back in. Lols, though, giving them an in towards Banana. It looks like Sean is going to go down momentarily, though, left on 20 HP. Some kind of low HP players over towards the T side, but I think it looks like ProjectX just going to try and go for it. Lol's actually running away there. He's got his hands on an M4, so he's going to look to keep hold of that.
That was, I know it was only against a force buy, but that was much, much better from eDen. They took banana control, they used their utility to break the crossfires and take brackets control and restrict information, and they just used the map control that they had to squeeze the B side. If they're capable of structuring rounds like this, I think they could cause some real problems for ProjectX, and we could be in for a much closer game than we saw on Overpass.
Yeah, I mean, as well, it's good to have that solidarity already in your anti-eco rounds, although it's a force buy, but you know, a weaker buy. So then you can make it work there and make sure that then it's going to be effective against rifles as well. But we'll see. I mean, you know, it was well played. It was not only a smoke over towards quad, but also a flash into the smoke to make sure no one could push it. But here we're going to see the infamous G2 push down middle. It actually pulls up 2 kills. The remaining Ts are able to pull it back in their favour, though, and make it a 3 versus 1 very quickly. There's a minute 30 remaining. Deadbeat got his hands on the dropped M4 from Lols. He saved from last round.
When you're in game, there's always a bit of a soil your pants moment as you see them pushing down mid on the eco, because they just get down so fast and so quick against that left-hand side wall from the terrorist perspective, and they're just so much closer, so much faster than you'd expect, and it can cause your heart to skip a beat. But they've dealt with it fairly effectively there, and they've taken the lead.
Yeah, so there you go for the first time in the map, and they have done well to not allow ProjectX to sort of run away with this one, you know, and have bounced back after, you know, a pretty one-sided affair. I think it's safe to say on Overpass, ProjectX pretty much walked all over them. They did manage to pick up 7 rounds in the end, eDen eSports, but it was a struggle. Yeah, it was very, very sad to watch if you're an eDen fan, I suppose, or an eDen player, because you probably would have been dead most of the time. But there you go. Back into the 8th round now. ProjectX with a reasonably good buy, considering no one's got head armor, but you know, I think it just sort of goes without saying these days. It's not a key component when you're on the CT side. Yeah, exactly.
Not against the AKs. It looks like eDen eSports are winning the early half battle for Banana, and they're managing to push ProjectX back into playing that sort of crossfire. But Sean manages to pick one off at Boiler. Meanwhile, Banana control has still been given up, deadbeat up on this boost over at CT, and it's time to see if they can get brackets control. It looks like it's being uncontested. They are a man down, but they do have all the map control. Can they convert this 2-2 setup that ProjectX has fallen back from? It looks like there's a player watching Arch. They're spotting. Are they going to cross? Oh, that's timing. It looks like he's started rotating back towards B just as they push into CT. And are they expecting the 2 players here? Well, they've changed their mind. They're going
back, and it is actually going to pay off. They'd sort of lost quite a few players, but they managed to get control of A, and Thomas not able to pick both kills there. Howes will trade him back. Left on 34 HP, so definitely doable for Logsy here, and he's going to push his way over towards Long and pick up both the kills, in fact. The auto-director not doing us any favours, as we do sort of miss out on that and catch the tail end of it, but huge from him. He was, you know, a key component on Cobblestone. Yeah, 26 kills, I believe, in the end of that map.
Where has this guy come from?
Yeah,
what's his buyout? I'll pay anything.
Well, there's been some huge buyouts so far, you know, FaZe. I suppose making the right decision to buy out all those players. But,
well, it's been worthwhile so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, I know, right?
You're doing well.
Got to keep your eye on Logsy, man. UKCS is definitely.
He could be FaZe's next big purchase.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Nico's going to drop off just. But there you go. It's going to be an eco now for ProjectX. Just a deagle and a CZ. It's going to pay off the deagle buy at least, and a kill. Dom onto
Team
Thomas.
frag count number 2 for eDen eSports.
You missed the game the other day. We had like 4 team kills in one best of 1. It was ridiculous, honestly. One was like a knife kill.
Shoot the blue guys. It's not that hard.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a bit of a mess. But yeah, so that's going to actually give them an advantage over to ProjectX. 4 versus 3 for them. You know, there's the weaponry. You definitely favour eDen eSports still in this situation, but Ruler.
Ruler has armor with his Deagle here.
No, I don't think so. It's Lols has armor with his CZ.
Oh. Can't read.
Hal's getting a kill sort of through the smoke there. Makes it 3 versus 2 now, and Ruler in a pretty good position. He's picking some big kills. He doesn't know. Does get some damage onto Tommy, however, and Lols now, with the armor that we mentioned earlier, does have an AK in his hands. So Dom with it all to do. There are 2 players with AKs picked up. Hal's on this close angle, able to do a little bit of damage as well. So 30 HP left onto Dom. He's definitely back against the wall, and he will get taken down there by Lols. So well played against all the odds of that round. ProjectX able to win out. Not even a force buy, you know, it was just a few pistols, really.
eDen will be furious. That was that's an absolute bonus for ProjectX. And look at the buy that's come off the back of winning a full eco. They have absolutely everything they could hope for. All the kits, all the armor, all the nades. And looks like they're going to try and reverse the trend of banana control and actually take that. They're going to get the deep smoke out. Looks like they've left Ruler there pinning with the AWP at the top of banana, and they're rotating that extra player over towards A, and that is good news for ProjectX because that is where eDen eSports are going. They're creeping up through apartments now.
Bit of a contact play, I think, over towards him, the apartments area. Flashing himself out is Logsy. It doesn't blind anyone, and Sean able to catch him off. But now here come all the T's. Water falling out of the balcony, able to pick up 1. Samuel actually gets 3 kills in the round. So huge from him to open up onto that A bomb site. The bomb, of course, going to be planted by Thomas. That open default position we are so used to at this point. On the edge of the smoke, though, Thomas will not allow Deadbeat to capitalize. And now Ruler running away to save his AWP. Some low HP players on the side of eDen, but I mean, they've been playing so well into this round. Ruler is like, nah, I'm out of there. I'm not about that life. I'd much rather save my AWP.
Well, this is going to be the case of winning one, then losing one, and then having their loss bonus reset to just 1,400. They had all the players in the right spot there, ProjectX. They got that banana control and rotated the extra player towards A, but I think they were a little bit unexpecting of the aggression to come out of apartments. I don't think eDen have been giving much love to that particular part of the map up until now, and they've done it to great effect with Samuel getting that 3K and effectively clearing the side out single-handedly.
Yeah, it was brilliantly played from him, and they're not able to get back in either. I think, I believe it was Deadbeat trying to play sort of on the edge of the smoke there, get a bit of a cheeky frag, but Thomas not allowing him. So well played from eDen to just basically lock ProjectX out on the retake, and you know, Samuel pretty much single-handedly carrying them through that round. So fast B coming out now. Hal's is the player to stop it, and
look at how much
counter flashes.
Look at the damage from that utility.
The nade's going in. Pretty much 4 players on half HP or below here, so a huge spray down possibly for Hals. He does get 2 before getting traded back, and there you go, Thomas and Samuel yet again. The big players in this round clearing out that B bomb site. The rotates, of course, coming in as soon as Hals picks up those kills, and definitely a doable situation here. You know, they've got the Molotov going out. 6, I believe, on Samuel, 18 on Logsy. The boost coming out, very clever as well. And there, Thomas, the full HP player, will get taken down. So now, Samuel, 6 HP, 1 bullet off of death from any of these weapons. And he will go down. Kits as well, so they've got plenty of time. Smoke will go down, so just pressuring him, peek, and try and stop this diffusion. Someone mentioned this. They thought it was a little bit closer. That Molotov, possibly a little bit too early. But he didn't really have many options in that situation.
Yeah, look, Hal's multi-fragging with his rifle at a critical moment. How many times have we seen that this series already? He's having a great one and continues to do so. It looks like this round-for-round trading is potentially going to continue as we've got full buys on both teams. And we'll see what's going to happen. I've got all eyes on, well, I've only got 2 of them, but they're both on banana to see what's going to happen. It looks like there's going to become, yes, aggression here from the CTs, and they're going to get set up early. It's uncontested. They got the AWP pinning down. He misses the shot. I'm not in sync with Auto Director much here, but it looks like they have left the AWP on B as they half rotate a CT through Speedway in time for this hit. That's coming up from top mid. The trigger flash comes in. Shaw gets flashed, playing up on top of the balcony, but House yet another multi-frag. They got the extra player in Cubby that came in from the rotation, but they both get frags. So it's left in a 2v2. You've got Lols left in pit. He manages to get one. Is traded out by Thomas. And now it is Ruler. 1v1 retake. He's got AWP. He's got a kit. But Thomas has smoked him off from Moto. So Ruler reroutes. He's going up short instead. Thomas is playing inside that smoke. That's going to be very, very difficult for Ruler to clear. He's going to have to spend time clearing pit. He's going to have to spend time clearing graveyard. Is he going to expect this? He spots him out. Thomas doesn't immediately get the frag. Ruler's got the pistol, but Thomas wins the duel with the pistol out. You'd expect him to do so and wins that crucial round. And the trading of rounds continues for VC ProjectX Force again.
It's huge. I mean, Thomas, you know, with a 4K in that round, and he's definitely come alive in these past few rounds to be sort of getting some more on the board for eDen eSports. 7-5 now, so a pretty good T-side from them so far. We're looking to probably make it 8-5 in this situation as the pistols yet again coming out. The double nade down middle, but no one's going to be pushing. They're waiting for this, aware of the fact that ProjectX do like to do this push, and there you go. No kills so far going the way of ProjectX. There will be one for Ruler, but that's all he's going to get.
Now, did I see armor on Ruler there with his USP, or is there some sort of GoTB bug?
No, I think definitely he did. I think so.
Is that the case of is he expecting to force buy, and then the IGL calls eco, and it's like, oh no, I've already bought armor.
Yeah, probably.
But then he doesn't.
I mean, at that point, you should maybe.
May as well buy the pistol as well to go along with it.
Yeah.
Bit of a bits and pieces buy here from ProjectX. They really need to pick up these last couple of rounds, otherwise they're going to have a lot of work to do. T side, but the AWP is already taken out of the equation by Thomas, pinning Ruler's peak at Banana.
Yeah, Rule with a bit of a late peak there with the AWP, I would say. Thomas was already
It's a great spawn, maybe.
Yeah, Samuel as well is going to take down Lols, who I believe only had an MP9 anyway, over towards the apartments area. So 5 versus 3 very quickly, 1 minute and 17 seconds on the board. So the A hit coming in most likely. They are taking it pretty slowly here. Dom's savvy to the fact that there could probably be someone pushing down CT, and he would be correct. So if he just patiently waits, he's going to get himself another kill perhaps. However, Sean in this pit position could possibly do a lot of damage, but the Mac 10 just going to overwhelm him. The bomb going to go down in a 4 versus 1, so I would not be surprised. Deadbeat got his hands on Ruler's AWP. Is just going to try and save that over towards T-Spawn. So yet again, another dominant round from eDen eSports to make it 9-5.
1 round left to play. I don't think they have all that much money, so this AWP is going to be pretty much their only chance of getting 6. And I'd say they really, really need 6 in order to be competitive here. So it's crucial that he holds on to this AWP. You can see that the chase is coming in over towards the B site, but they've guessed wrong. He is hiding in T-Spawn instead, and I don't think they're going to have time to get to him unless they get their roller skates on. I don't think they're going to have time to find him before this bomb explodes.
Probably not.
Maybe.
See, intense stuff. Pommy going to be checking all these angles. No. There you go, not enough time. Yeah, a bit of an unorthodox saving position, to be fair.
Well,
he wasn't going for any exits or anything like that. He just definitely wants to keep a hold of the AWP. So.
Well, you can't damage the terrorist economy here because they, obviously the last round of the game, exit frags have no meaning whatsoever. So he just had to commit fully to saving that AWP. He's handed it over to the team's AWPer Ruler, and he is going to have to contribute more than his fair share of frags if they're going to pull off this 6th round to close the half.
Yeah, what was quite a strong start as well from ProjectX has definitely swung back in the favour of eDen. So they've done well to kind of bounce back, not only into this map, but also into the half. The boost coming out, Ruler though, kind of caught with a nade out, I think, on that boost, gets headshot. So Deadbeat now trying to run away. He too caught with a nade out as well, not expecting them, you know. I said myself yesterday, no one really seems to be respecting Molotovs as much as they used to anymore, just sort of running straight through them. And there you go, now it's going to be a 1 versus 4, as Sean will pick up that kill, and you don't really fancy him in this situation. Pommy waiting for him to come through that smoke. So 10-5 is the half over in the favour of eDen in the end of it. So well done from them. And as you can see, it's sort of on the scoreboard, Project not really able to string together many rounds. It's more eDen getting, 4 in a row, then losing 1, then getting another.
Economy problems the whole half. I talked about how important Ruler was going to be with the AWP. He's finished the half with a 0.5 KDR.
Yeah.
Thomas has picked up the AWP for eDen Gaming, which he does do from time to time on the teams that he plays on, and he's ended up with a 2 KDR. So it would be fair to say that Thomas has really stepped up this game, and he is contributing largely to their success. Dom, see you later, Deadbeat.
Yeah, he was the only player there, so that's going to give them a lot of information. The fact that there could probably be a heavy A hit coming in. It will be 2 smokes, one towards that long area, one I believe over towards pit, as they're going to try and wrap up short and get the bomb down momentarily. Not killed any players yet. Pushing through the smoke is Logsy though, easily punished by Hals. He's probably going to go huge in this round as he gets a second as well. Definitely feeling it so far in this game, but Samuel completely unchecked in the pit area. Will make it a 3 versus 3. There's a kit in his hands as well. So this is a bit of an interesting kind of position that the T's have got themselves in. They are caged in this A bomb site, but the close range blocks, as we have mentioned previously, the new damage, the new accuracy at close range, and a kill for each of the remaining T's will win it out. So ProjectX with a key pistol round to make it 10-6, looking to make it 10-9.
Despite dying early off there, Deadbeat in Banana to Dom's USP, he still managed to, even after death, seemingly pull 2 rotations off the A site. Yeah. You could see that 2 of them were rotating through Arch towards Speedway, and they ended up only having to encounter 2 on the A site. And the Force Spy comes in here from eDen. It's interesting. I'll be interested to see how they approach Banana, whether they take the AWP there quite as often as Ruler did for ProjectX, and how that battle is going to play out.
Yeah. Ooh, Dom with another.
I think he's fired 2 bullets this half. He's got 2 kills.
Hot damn, he's firing on all cylinders so far. At least with the pistols. We'll see what he's got with the rifles when it comes to it. Bit of damage done onto Samuel as well. I think might have met someone in apps and not quite been finished off. So definitely a doable situation for these pistols here. You know, there's a lot of close range angles that you can play on Inferno. B bomb site. There's a lot of areas that the T's need to check in order to clear it out. And there are a lot of areas, as we saw in the last round on the A-bomb site, that can be overlooked quite easily. You know, Samuel almost getting away with murder in that pit position. But it is going to be a B hit as the smokes and flashbangs go in. There you go. Thomas picking up 2 quick frags. But Sean will also chime back with 2 to make it a 3 versus 2. The man advantage in favour of the CT. Sean, with that Mac 10, getting the bomb down, but boosted up is lols. The fact that you can get up there now is definitely advantageous if you're a T-side player. Pommy will get yet another into the round for the CTs, but he's left only on 14 HP. Have his hands on a weapon. Dinks lols though before going down, so definitely doable for Logsy, and it will be, and that is heartbreaking for ProjectX to lose that round. Going to get themselves not fully reset. They did get the bomb down, but it's definitely not what you wanted from them. You know, they should have easily got a 7th round on the board.
Well, they're going to be disappointed with that. They've got an awkward decision now as to whether they force into this round and try take the economy back off eDen. And it looks like they're doing that. I've just noticed that eDen eSports, all of their player pictures of Mr. Epic Land. Yeah, which is your favourite picture? I
quite like the one at the bottom.
Dom's picture.
Yeah, Dom's picture. Yeah.
Well, he looks very happy there.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Gump is sort of like he's one of the major organisers of Epic Land. Yeah, and he's a bit of a running meme. So that'll explain why eDen eSports have, of course, decided to
honour him.
Yes, to pay homage to him. Yes. With those pictures, some very beautiful pictures there as well of all different phases of Gump for sure. You know, there's happy, there's angry, there's neutral, there's sad.
Full range of emotions.
Yeah, so good stuff from them, and it's definitely given them a little bit of luck, a little bit of good luck going into this round. Their rabbit's foot, as it were, as they are going to be up against the Force Spy. A lot of damage done so far. Logsy gets himself a double spray down, loses a lot of HP for it, but Samuel is there to make sure that he will not be traded. So now Deadbeat and Sean, with a minute remaining, are suddenly all by themselves. Samuel gets himself a second on the low HP player of Deadbeat, and being completely surrounded is Sean, so he will go down as well. Samuel with a 3k on that round. So yeah, a bit of a questionable Force Spy, I think, from ProjectX, because they don't really do anything with it.
They tried to explode up Short A. They took Brackets control pretty much for free. Tried to explode up Short A with just a simple trigger flash over the sort of the roof of A site. And from what I could see, 0 people got blinded by that flash. No crossfires were broken, and they just got absolutely blended.
Yeah, it was not very clean, and now, of course, they're going to be forced onto 4 Glocks, rather, and a P250 in the hands of Ruler. So, should once again be a pretty easy round, as all 4 remaining Ts are going to go towards this meat grinder. Logsy gets himself a quick 3 and does go down in the end to Ruler's P250. So he gets denied the 4K, but a lot of damage done will mean that Samwell easily able to pick up the 13th for eDen as we get into to the 20th round. That's a bit of a mouthful.
They're running out of time here. They're running out of time. Logsy's top fragging again. On the server. Most frags on the server.
Seems when he comes alive, the team does well, you know. It's good stuff from him.
Good on him. But, this is make or break now. I don't think ProjectX can afford any more ecos. They're going to have to start getting something rolling now. They've got a little bit of utility to work with. It would help if they could start with taking banana control, but Thomas manages to spray through the wood at what was previously a car and take Deadbeat down early, thereby giving up banana control. They don't hold it though. They fall back to a passive setup. One at the coffins there and one at CT, and goes into a bit of a lull as ProjectX try to figure out what to do with their man disadvantage and how they can still make their way into this round.
Yeah, and the utility not brilliant, so possibly not going to be too easy for them to get back into this round either. But they've once again got brackets control pretty much for free. That seems to be something, you know, on Inferno that CT sides are quite happy to give up. It was obviously very common for the 4 stack on A and then rotating those B smokes on the old Inferno, but the meta seems to be just kind of playing these close crossfires. Not paying off here though, as ProjectX able to open up and get back into the site. Maybe caught with a smoke out. Ruler very lucky that Pommy's timing is not against him. So 4v3 now, hits on every player and a lot of utility as well for eDen eSports. Possibly able to get back into this, but I think the A-bomb side, well, I was going to say with it being so open, it's quite easy to defend, but Dom and Pommy
have just danced through the smoke there, completely unannounced, and it's all on Lols playing in pit. He gets a triple frag to save the round there out of nowhere. Playing from the big pit,
from him,
dancing around, dancing to the left, dancing to the right. But Dom and Pommy just completely unannounced, jumping through that short smoke. Sean backed away into it to try to stay alive, but he managed to sort of sell out his teammate in doing so, and then not get any frags himself as he tried to come up behind them. It was chaos, but ProjectX emerged victorious, and they've given themselves a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you caught the boost that normally you see T-side players
were they boost? Is that how they did it? They didn't just jump
onto the flower bed that's next to the
I didn't see
the porch area. Yeah, Dom had boosted up there, so that was really well played. Over the smoke as well, so that's why they were completely caught unawares on the side of ProjectX. But unfortunately, you know, they were just able to set up those good crossfires, and of course, Lols on the back end of the round gets himself a huge play, like you said. So 7th on the board for ProjectX, looking to get back into it. And I mean, the economy for both sides is a little bit weak, I think, at this point. So quite a key round here. It could secure the match for eDen eSports, and it could definitely allow ProjectX to get back into it if they win this. Going to go for a bit of a B execute, just 2 smokes over towards CT and Poppins. Molotov goes out to allow the rotates to come in, but through the smoke, Ruler will take down Thomas. So now they've only got 1 player to deal with at this first Orange's position. He only gets 1. Team damage being done there earlier in the round, but oh my, Lols with the pre-fire onto Pommy will make it a 4 versus 2 situation as the bomb goes down. So possibly going to be 13-8 here, because of course it looks like
Save town.
Yeah, eDen are just going to save those remaining M4s.
Quite right. Lols has come alive in the last couple of rounds. Huge clutch in the last round, an important frag there to secure the B bomb site. Some big individual performances are going to be required if ProjectX are going to overhaul this 6, soon to be 5 round deficit.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about morale being a very important factor, and the confidence boost. Huge plays like that from Lols are definitely going to allow them to get back into it. We will see if it's going to be too late, but from a mental position, they have definitely not checked out of this game as of yet. We've seen that earlier in the day. I don't know if you caught, I believe it was Shaney in the Enclave versus CEX. It was 15-5, and he just sort of threw the last round completely. So that was perhaps not the best choice. He won't be too popular with his team after that one, because there's always a possibility that you can get back into it. You know what
it's
I mean?
never over until the fat lady sings.
Exactly.
But it can always be frustrating. I mean, they're sitting face to face at this event.
Yes, true.
And you know, Smooya is never quiet.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. He's known for his passionate nature.
Well, what's happened here? What's happened?
Well, Thomas pushed down middle and picked up 2 very quick kills is what has happened. Pommy will get one as well, so now it's a 4 versus 2 situation. And the remaining players, he was one of the players who had a bit of a weaker buy over on the side of eDen with nothing but a CZ, and his teammates were the ones with rifles. So 3 M4s and a low HP CZ is what Sean and Hal's have got to deal with. Hal's up on the bike that is in that position, the bicycle, and he will pick up 2, in fact. Molotov out of position and left on 11 HP. Sean not aware of the fact that both CTs coming from the same position, but he will pick up 1 and see the final player as well. So now the crossfire is coming in, and there you go. Just too many angles to be checked, and Hal's with a 4K?
4K. So he got 3 in the after plant. I don't know who killed Thomas at the start of the round after we pushed with the CZ or whoever was pushing with him. But time and time again, House is coming up with multi-frags in huge rounds.
Yeah,
he does it again there.
2 versus 4 situation.
And that round. They were reset. That was. I mean, if they didn't hold on to that, that was pretty much GG, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So this House has come up absolutely huge for them, and an early frag has been donated by Sean, popping Samwell's head off as he tried to cross to the CT upstairs. Hal's getting one of his own onto Pommy as they approach onto Apps, but the Deagles are coming into play. One for Dom, one for Logsy. Lols returns Logsy, and they pick up the bomb and have identified that the A site is probably open. They've killed 3 dudes, and indeed it is. The bomb plant comes out of that default position and they can set up in that after plant. They've got Banana control. There's an interesting little 1v1 happening over in Banana, separate to the rest of the game that's going on. And Dom with that Deagle. Some beautiful alliteration, some beautiful frags.
From this game, no matter how it ends up, he is definitely a strong Deagle player, which is something that a lot of teams like to go for. You know, the decos, as they're known, you know, where everyone buys up a Deagle and tries to do what they can. But I think that's pretty much going to be it from this round, as Thomas is taken down to 14 HP. But Dom definitely doing a lot of economic damage in this round. As it goes into 13-10, round number 24, I believe, when it swaps over. Yeah, it will be. So
look,
6 rounds remaining.
They've clawed their way back in. They've closed the gap to 3. They're definitely making some of these rounds harder than they should be, but they're winning them, and that's all that counts. Their money's still all right. It really doesn't matter how well they win the rounds at this stage. They've just got to win every one of them.
Interestingly, I think what they've changed up a little bit is Ruler staying away from the AWP.
Maybe he's dropped his confidence a little bit. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it could be an IGL call as well. That
perhaps.
He's just probably going to be a bit more effective with this AK. It could be the fact that we're also on Inferno, and on the T side, you know, the AWP is not
too many options.
Very popular, yeah.
No.
But it seems he's not having to do much. You know, we talk about Hals. He's been popping off in these post-plant situations.
Well, they've managed to scramble their way into the post-plants, and LOL's won a huge 1v3 from Pitt, and then Howls from the very same position a couple of rounds later gets it in really key 3K in a 2v4 after plant. The screen says shut down in front of me, so I can't see what's going on at the moment. Let's say no to that.
That is because we are watching on it. Oh, I said yes.
The monitor's gone off, so I can try to describe what I'm hearing.
Yes, a bit of a
gunfire.
Should hopefully come back on.
People are shooting other people, and as the screen comes back on, Dom's killed 3 people. What's happened there?
Yeah, you guys will have seen that on stream, but we're watching
We've seen nothing.
on a huge 40-inch TV.
Can someone phone in and tell us what happened? So we have a switchboard here in Epic Land.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Dom's just aced. He's aced.
Yeah, we completely missed that, but the boys on the stream will have seen it, so bit of a mess. But eDen get themselves a 14th on the board.
Incredible scenes. Incredible scenes. We just can't see them. I can tell you it sounded like an incredible ace.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, but that's just kind of UKCS in a nutshell. Really.
That's UKCS. A pause has come out here from ProjectX. They really have to figure out, A, whether they're playing for the tie or whether they are going to go for the win. It looks like they are going for the latter. They're buying into the round. What are they going to be able to afford? Probably 3 AKs. Maybe they're trying to figure out. Sean's got 49.50. They're thinking, do we buy an AWP with this maybe?
Yeah, possibly, and try and make a bit of a play off of that. But he's going to go towards the head armor, pick up the AK as well. Possibly drop over a UMP or something a little bit more powerful than just a CZ, I would imagine. The Tech 9 seems to have fallen off recently for most players. But actually, there you go, he picks up a CZ. So Ruler, interestingly, only got the chest armor, getting back into this one. But I would imagine after that ace from Dom, you know, huge plays from him, the morale that we talk about time and time again is going to be just at an all-time high, really, for eDen eSports.
You can bet that there was that was vocalized by Thomas and Dom, who are also not the most quiet of individuals. You can bet that they let Deadbeat and his team know about it. But it's do or die here now for ProjectX. They don't have the best device, but they have some utility to work with if they do choose to do some sort of execute-based play. And it looks like they're heading over towards A with only some token presence towards B. eDen actually sending 3 players towards B to spot it and try to take control at the start of the round, but they are rotating one back towards A now.
Yeah, well, Thomas boosted up on top of the broken wall, I believe it's called. It's not really broken, but it just sort of fits as a call. But no banana presence, as we've mentioned so far in this round. The T's easily going to be able to get bracket control here. Might possibly run into a bit of resistance. The timing on this is pretty huge. No one is watching it, but I think that smoke coming out is definitely going to give them a cue that someone, at least one player, is over towards long, so got to be watching for that. And just taking it slow here, hoping that some of the CTs are going to get a bit over-aggressive.
Yeah, well, it looks like there's 4 players towards A, so if they choose to finish here, they're going to have to be very, very effective, and Deadbeat just donates half of his health to charity by standing in a fire. And there's nothing for it in crossfires. It's just carnage.
Yeah, the crossfires
absolutely completely ineffective.
Completely demolishing.
They had so much more utility that they could have used to at least try to close down some of the angles there, but they're going just about.
Yeah, well, there you go. No kills going the way of ProjectX. So 15-10 now. Not looking good. There's not very much money remaining either, I would imagine. And there you go. As you can see, the highest amount of money is Shawnski with 2.6k. So just a few. 4 deagles, in fact, and a CZ, so not looking too good here for ProjectX.
That's it. Last round of the LAN, unless
possibly.
they can manage to pull this one back. Otherwise, they're packing up the computers and going home.
Yeah.
They're probably sticking around to watch the final tomorrow, I imagine.
True, to be
fair. They've got to pull an absolute rabbit out of the hat. Probably 2 rabbits.
Yeah, surprise us all, I think.
But Thomas gets one with the AWP early. Deadbeat returns onto Dom with a deagle headshot. And they have some presence towards apps, and they're holding 2 players on B. So there's a chance.
Yeah, possibly. But with these deagles, you don't really favour them at close range, unfortunately, and that smoke is definitely going to put a stop to any free reign in apps that they've got. But now they're just saying, to hell with it, we're just going to rush in and try and catch them out. Possibly able to do so, because there's only 1 player over towards this pit area. He does pick up 1, but the kill's actually going in favour of ProjectX, making it a 3 versus 2 to get control of this A-bomb site. Bit of a deep plant into the site. It's probably the more optimal pit plant. You don't have to peek out as wide as you do for that default plant. And there's not as much space for the CTs to be defusing. So well thought out from Sean in the post plant. Hals and Lols are on very low HP, and there you go. Hals will go down. Sean possibly shooting a little bit too early. Does pick up that kill, and now a 1 versus 1 for the match. And Pommy even will win it out. 15 going to 16. So 16-10 in the end.